Popcorn. It's hard to tell when popcorn was first made. The most ancient archaeological discoveries found in Mexico date back to the 4th millennium BC. This suggests that the homeland of this snack is America. When Christopher Columbus made his greatest discovery in 1492, the indigenous people of America had already been eating it and also used it as jewelry. So, popcorn has come a long way through history. You probably saw how popcorn is made at the movies. However, we are interested in the production processes that take place in special factories. So, what you see on the screen now is the process of creating the popcorn you can find in supermarkets. A special kind of corn is used as a raw material. It is called Zea mays everta. Interestingly, it is difficult, almost impossible to make popcorn from any other variety, for example from the one used as raw material for starch. But what is the peculiarity of the exploding variety? Its shell, which is both thin and hard, perfect for making popcorn. The most important question that intrigues everybody is, how and why do the kernels turn into popcorn? The point is that the content inside the seed consists of water mixed with starch. When the kernel heats up to 100 degrees Celsius, the water inside boils. When the temperature then reaches 200 degrees Celsius, the water turns into steam, increasing significantly in volume. The steam pressure is then so high that the shell just cannot withstand it and bursts. Starch softened by the heat and pressure expands. It's the starch that acquires the foamy structure. Then the finished product is cooled down. The technology of popcorn production in factories consists of several stages. This is the purification of raw materials, that is, corn, heating, then coating with caramel or other flavoring additives, cooling and then packaging. But the equipment used can vary greatly. In some workshops, for example, popcorn machines look like cannons. In others, it's a complex production line where all the work is done by machines instead of people. Cookies. When it comes to making cookies or any other pastry products, it all starts with the preparation of the raw materials and the creation of the molds. In the kitchen, these processes are carried out by people, but at a factory, the slow and painstaking manual labor is unacceptable. The most popular way to increase the productivity is creating processing lines. It means that several individual machines are connected by a conveyor belt. Thus, the dough pieces move from one equipment to another, gradually becoming cookies. This video shows the work of the equipment made by Argentinian company Argental. The equipment works with a dough piece that looks like a thick, long sheet. It moves slowly along the conveyor belt. What this sheet will eventually become depends on the blade. For example, this one cuts the dough into long rectangles. There are special blades that make ornamental cuts too. Another type of blade cuts out circles. The excess raw material is then removed and sent to the extruder by another conveyor. There it will be turned back into dough. After the process shown in the video, the future pastries are kept warm for some time. This process is called proofing, and then finally they go to the oven. Here is a completely different equipment also designed for industrial-scale cookie making. This time it's the brainchild of the American company ProBake. This machine is a multi-drop cookie depositor. The main feature of such equipment is its compatibility with a huge number of nozzles. Thanks to this, the finished product can have almost any shape. In this case, the machine combines two types of dough test. It's also suitable for filling products with different fillings. All these features combined with high productivity mean that this machine offers almost unlimited production possibilities in the factory. Glazing. Some manufacturers decorate and improve their pastry products to make them irresistible. Therefore, when donuts, cookies, and cakes leave the oven and then cool down, in some cases they are glazed. In this case, chocolate is used. Interestingly, in addition to decorating and adding flavor, it provides a number of other functions. For example, the glaze increases the shelf life of the product, and it prevents it from prematurely losing moisture and drying out. Pasta. In case you ever feel tired of seeing all of these sweets, we've decided to move on to something more savory. Here is another processing line. However, this time it's intended for making pasta. This equipment was developed by specialists of the Italian company Pavan Group. As we've already mentioned before, the processing line consists of a number of separate machines. First of all, these are specialized stationary mixers. They can have one or more working drums. Inside, the ingredients slowly rotate and are mixed until they reach the required consistency and humidity level. The result is a dough ready for rolling. This, by the way, is the next step of the process. The resulting dough sheet can be single or double depending on the equipment used. From here, the future pasta gets into the molding machine. One machine can produce from 100 to 1,000 kilograms of product per hour. The appearance of the finished pasta depends on the selected templates, which also have a removable design. When the dough looks like pasta, it's time for the heat treatment. This is one of the final production processes. It includes pasteurization, i.e. bactericide treatment, and drying and cooling. After that, the product only has to be packaged. Oranges and tangerines. We'd like to finish with something delicious and healthy. If you think that fruit goes straight from the tree to the supermarket shelves, you are wrong. Well, maybe in some places. However, if we're talking about large companies, everything is much more complicated. You are looking at a piece of equipment known as Smart Sort. The Dutch company Griefer produces these machines. You've probably noticed that fruits in one batch have approximately the same size and weight. Turns out that this is no coincidence. Before packing, fruits undergo a complicated grading procedure. The machine weighs each fruit, measures its diameter, and then based on this information, separates them into groups. Just imagine the incredible amount of time the procedure would take if done manually. Meanwhile, the machine does everything with great speed. One Smart Sort line processes 12 fruits every second. At the same time, the number of lines can vary from 2 to 10. This means that the maximum throughput of the Smart Sort is over 7,000 fruits per minute. An important feature is how gentle the work is performed. The equipment is designed so as not to damage the fruit.